Hello, welcome back to Learn Economia. As you all have know, we have done several videos with respect to current affairs session. We have started the session in September 2021. We have done several sessions on October 2021, and now we have reached November 2021. So just look at some of the important events which happened in India as well as outside India in November 2021. This is just the first segment of November 2021 because we know that the November 2021 is still going on. So we'll be doing several other videos. Several other videos will be done based on the events which happened in November 2021. With that, we move on to the first aspect, Abu Dhabi law on divorce inheritance for non-Muslims. So we know that Abu Dhabi is a country which is dominated by Muslim community. Now Abu Dhabi got a place in newspapers or got a place in news after Abu Dhabi government going for a new law. So it is decided that it will create a new court for handling these kinds of cases. Hearing would be done in Arabic language. Not only in Arabic, English language would also be there. So they will be taking both the languages, English as well as Arabic. So this is to make the law understandable not only to the inhabitants in the sense that the people who are born and brought up in Abu Dhabi, not only for them, they want this law to be understood by the foreign worker population as well. So in order to make this law understood not only to the Arabic population or Arabic speaking people, and in order to make this law understood to the other foreigners, what the government has done is that it will be making the hearing everything in Arabic as well as in English language. So uh, this law would be applicable only in Abu Dhabi. And just look into the case of Abu Dhabi. It's a segment in UAE. It's a part of UAE, United Arab Emirates. It is very rich in oil. Abu Dhabi is the capital of UAE. Actually, it is the second most populous city in UAE after Dubai. Dubai is the first most populous city. After that, the second place is secured by Abu Dhabi. The city is located on an island in the Persian Gulf. It has got local as well as federal government offices. There were many government offices in Abu Dhabi, and there is a Supreme Petroleum Council located in Abu Dhabi. So, with that, we can see that Abu Dhabi is a very important place in the UAE. What are the changes which came as a result of the new law? The new law or the new rule, it is related to child custody. Uh, I mean, with respect to, there have been many laws. There have been laws with related to child custody, laws related to civil marriage, laws related to granting of inheritance, laws related to parenting issues, uh, paternity issues, parenting. So there were many laws in Abu Dhabi uh, which occurred as a result of this new law. Uh, Coming to the background of the implementation of this particular law, all these laws were enacted in accordance with the goal of authorities to overhaul the Islamic personal laws in Abu Dhabi. So the main goal is to allow unmarried couples to cohabitate, criminalizing honor killing, loosening alcohol restrictions. So with this aim, in September 2020, Abu Dhabi has ended its alcohol licensing system. The UAE government has announced that it will be stimulating its economy and it will be planning for liberalizing residency rules for foreigners. Now, coming to the second important event which happened in November 2021, Supreme Court on a particular case, Supreme Court on Lakhimpur case. You might be very much familiar with the Lakhimpur case, which occurred in October 3, 2021. In this case, actually 8 people, including 4 farmers and a journalist, these people were killed during a farmers' protest in Lakhimpur Kheri district of UP. And here, the Union Minister of the State Affairs, Ajay Mishra, he ran over protesting the farmers. His son Ashish Mishra is considered to be the accused who was found to be driving the car. So this was the main case, and there were many protests with regard to protests regarding the arresting of the accused. They were demanded. Farmers were protesting with respect to that. They were demanding that Ashish Mishra should be arrested. And in the hearing, which happened in October 26, what happened was that the Supreme Court has questioned the UP government regarding why there were only 23 eyewitnesses to the violence which happened in the October 3rd event. Because since it was a protest, there were thousands of people who would be present at the spot. So the Supreme Court has directed the government of Uttar Pradesh to record all the statements of more and more witnesses to provide them with, and also to provide them with protection, because since it is a political party that is involved in this particular case, or since it is a very highly reputed person who is considered to be the accused in this particular case, it is very important for the witness to get protection from the law and authority. During November 8, there was a hearing, and at that time, the court was inclined to appoint a retired High Court judge to look after the day-to-day investigation of this particular case. And the UP government was asked to respond to the suggestion on November 12. There was a judicial commission as well. The UP government had gone for a one-member judicial commission to look into the details of this particular incident. The commission has been given 2 months to file its report. Next case, Wang Yaping, first Chinese woman to walk in space. So, coming to the background of this particular aspect, we can say that this all happened as a result of Mission Commander Sai. So, this is a former fighter pilot. This is a former fighter pilot who performed first spacewalk in China in 2008. And actually, he was not alone. There was a crew which returned back to Earth in September 2021, and they spent 3 months there. Regarding Tiangong, which is a space station which is being constructed in the low Earth orbit in China, between 340 kilometer and 450 kilometer above the surface. It is actually considered to be China's long-term space station. Construction of space station is considered to be the goal of third step of China manned space program. So, with regard to Wang Yaping, this is a teamwork which happened. Their work includes setting up of equipment, testing technology for future construction, etc. So, as a part of this ongoing construction, the team Yaping completed their 6-hour stint outside the Tiangong space station. So it is actually Tiangong is like a place where they can do Chinese government as well as the people who are devoted themselves to space and all. So it is actually their authority. They can do whatever they want. China has landed a rover on Mars, and now it is sending several probes to the moon as well. So Tiangong, it is expected to operate for around 10 years. Next, Center 18 lakh children in India severely malnourished. So it's a very important news. You have to understand what malnutrition is and all. We know that India is a country which is not free from malnutrition, and the Ministry of child health and development, so women and child development, all these things. So they are telling that more than half of the children are severely malnourished. And Maharashtra, Bihar, Gujarat, these are all the states which occur a top position with respect to malnutrition. Malnutrition is never a factor which leads to the development. It is actually an obstacle to the path, an obstacle in the path of development. As per the World Health Organization, the people who are underweight or people who are malnourished, this are considered to be very much important. I mean, they have to be given care. They have to be given some kind of help in order to make them come out of the problem of malnourishment. So there were many programs happening, and SAM and MAM were some of it. Children suffering from these severe malnourishment. Severe malnourishment have low weight with when their weight is compared with their height, and they have 9 times more likely to die due to the diseases of their weakened immune system. SAM means severely malnourished persons, and MAM means what moderately malnourished person. So SAM and MAM, in the sense that there were many. I thought I mistakenly told you that these are programs. Actually, these are not programs. There were many. There are still many programs based on SAM and MAM, because we have to come out of the situation of whether it is SAM or MAM. SAM is more problematic rather than MAM, but we have to come out of both these types of situations. Children suffering from both severely malnourished as well as moderately malnourished, they have they have been facing the risk of mortality, morbidity, etc. during their childhood. Next, um, COC-ON 2021, Kerala Police Cyber Security and Hacking Conference. It's very important. This is actually a 13-year-old platform which is created with an expectation or aim of providing some opportunities to educate, showcase, understand, and spread awareness regarding privacy, especially in the arena of information security and data protection. It aims to provide a handshaking platform to several corporate and government organizations, including investigation agencies, research organization, etc. This COCON was earlier known as CyberSafe, and it is an annual event which was conducted as a part of the International Information Security Day. This COCON annual conference was started in 2008. It's very important to note that it is an initiative of the Kerala Police in association with the Information Security Research Organization. Information Security Research and Organization is a registered non-profit organization which focuses on various aspects of information security, like research, awareness activities, etc. And this COCON 2021 is an annual cyber security hacking conference, and this conference would showcase 2 days of pre-conference workshop on November 10 and 11. So the main conference is considered to be held in November 12 and 13. The theme was to improvise, adapt, and overcome. And there were many keynote speakers in the conference who were very much professionals. Head of cybersecurity of UAE, chairman of ISRO. So all these people were very high executives. Next, Harita Karma Sena, Green Action Force. This is a proposal to constitute some action force which has been included in the draft bylaw in order to streamline the municipal solid waste management in the city. This green action force, it is something which is considered to be created in all divisions of civic body. Each unit will be covering around 200 houses in the division. Resident of each of the division would be the members of the green action force. Members of the units would collect refuse from doorstep of residents, but non-biodegradable, biodegradable, etc. All would be collected separately. It was discussed by the Health Standing Committee of Corporation recently that it will be placed before the Corporation Council for the approval. I mean, the need for Harada Karma Sena, because we need a legal framework for the civic body to handle all these kinds of waste materials. Next, N 3 million more at edge famine. In its earlier report in 2021, what has happened is that the WPF has estimated the WPF's World Food Program, which is a food assistance branch of the UN and the world's largest humanitarian organization. It has dubbed as the largest organization to focus on hunger and food security. It has got its headquarters at Rome. Okay, so and they have there was a report submitted, and as per the report, fuel prices and food prices are increasing, and fertilizer is becoming more and more expensive. Many countries are starving. Uh, some in countries like Haiti, Ethiopia, Kenya, there will have many problems like hunger, poverty, malnutrition, etc. So it is very much important to deal with the issue of food insecurity. Food insecurity, if it is affected, what happens is that it will help the children. It will help the children to go to a situation of diseases, mortality, morbidity, etc. We have seen that in the earlier slides. In Afghanistan, families are actually reportedly being forced to sell their children to survey. So this is mainly because of the acute hunger and undernourishment that is experienced in these regions. Next news, SBI Financial Inclusion Metrics Report. SBI is State Bank of India. They have gone for a financial inclusion metrics. Financial inclusion, as you all know, including everyone, in making everyone to receive the benefits of development. The report states that financial inclusion policies have a multiplier effect on economic growth, economic inequality, income inequality, poverty reduction, etc. So this number is higher as compared to Germany, China, and South Africa. The states were more related to PMJDY accounts. That means that Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana accounts. Banking correspondent model in India has been enabled to provide different range of banking services at a low cost. Number of banking outlets in villages, this has increased. This program actually, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, was launched on August 28 of 2014 to ensure access to financial services, banking services, savings, deposit, credit, insurance, remittances, pension, etc. in affordable manner. Next, Landsat 9 satellite sends first photos of Earth. Landsat design was actually was made by NASA in October 2016 as a part of delivery order contract to Orbital ATK. So in order to purchase this, the NASA spent a lot. Landsat 9 is similar in design to Landsat 8, which was launched in 2013. However, this Landsat 9, it can have the ability to transmit data with higher radio metrics resolution towards the Earth, which in turn allow to detect more subtle differences, particularly over darker areas like dense forest or water. The United States Geological Survey is also involved in this mission. The mission was launched through Altus 5 401 launch vehicle. And Landsat 9 is an Earth observation satellite. To be very specific, it is launched from the Space Launch Complex 3E of the space station. All the required images provide a purview of how this mission will help people in managing vital natural resources and understanding the impact of climate change. Next, fifth anniversary of demonetization economic impact. So this is very important with respect to economic students. We know what demonetization is, why we have gone for it. and all demonetization is actually an act of withdrawing the status of currency as legal tender. Legal tender is something that we use for all the transactions that we make every day. It occurs whenever national currency of countries change. Under these kinds of issues, currency would be losing its functions if it is demonetized. We could see that money is pulled from circulation, or the existing currency would be replaced by a new currency. Demonetization became a part in the Indian economy to deal with many problems like illegal transactions, corruption, fraudulent problems, fraud, then fraudulent notes, so all black money, etc., all these kinds of things. What the government has done is that the government took a move to deal with the 500 rupee note and 1000 rupee note. 1000 rupee note was withdrawn. 500 rupee note, actually it is replaced with a new 500 rupee note. As a result of demonetization, which happened in November 2016, what happened was that it has affected the liquidity in the economy. Post demonetization, demand fell, business was taken to a problem of crisis, gross domestic product decreased. So, as a result, everywhere there were problems. The Reserve Bank of India, which is the central bank of the country, defines a total currency in circulation minus cash available with the banks. So that is the currency with the public. Next, Uttarakhand celebrates a statehood day. Uttarakhand is a state in India which was created in 2000 by joining some of the district of northern western part of UP and also some parts of Himalayan mountain range. So the year 2021 marks the 21st Uttarakhand Foundation Day. And coming to the history of Uttarakhand, we could see that the Kranti Dal was focused on challenges faced by people in the hilly areas. So it was as a result of the effort taken by Kranti Dal that we could see a new state in the form of Uttarakhand. The name Uttarakhand was extracted from a Sanskrit dialect. Uh, Sanskrit dialect struggle continued for several years before Uttarakhand was created as Uttaranchal on November 9, 2000. The state of Uttarakhand is considered to be known as land of gods because it is very rich in natural resources, glaciers, snow-clad mountain peaks, rivers, dense forests, etc. There are many sacred and Hindu temples, Char Dham, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri, Yamunotri, etc. Dehradun is the capital. So coming to the culture of Uttarakhand, it is actually an amalgamation of culture, ethnicity, religion, everything. The state is bordered by Nepal, Tibet, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, and UP. It is from October 3rd to October 9th they celebrate a foundation week. Next, Leo, Leo, Leonid's meteor shower. So, what is a meteor? Meteor is something which is related to space, right? So there occurred a meteor shower in November, and on November 17th, there were many viewers from Earth to witness the big cosmic debris. It is expected to, I mean, it has already happened, but it was expected to appear like a display of fireworks in the sky. We have to understand what Leonids are. These are considered to be a major shower featuring the fastest meteors. Even though these meteors travel at a speed of 71 kilometer per second in the form of fireballs, these with a bright color, and Earth gases meteors would be it can be close to the horizon. Friction between molecule present in the Earth atmosphere and the meteorite. This would be creating some light. And there can be some meteor storm as well. During this meteor storm, hundreds of to thousands of meteors are observed every hour. Showers could be visible on any cloudless night when moon is not bright. In order to see showers, the viewing location should have no light pollution. India's rank in the Global Drug Policy Index is the next important aspect. We have to understand what drug policy index is first of all. This is a data-driven analysis of drug policies and the implementation across the world. The index comprises of 75 indicators which would fall across 5 broad categories of drug, namely criminal justice, health and harm reduction, access to internationally controlled medicines, extreme responses and development. And this project was developed by Harm Reduction Consortium. This program has a lot to do with many organizations like European Network People who use drugs, Eurasian Harm Reduction Association, etc. So India has been ranked as at the 18th position out of 30 countries. India got an overall score of 46 out of 100. On health and harm reduction, it scored 49. On extreme use of sentencing and responses criteria, it scored 63. On proportionality of criminal justice response, it got 38. And on availability and access of internationally controlled substances for relief, it scored 33. So India got that much rank. In the case of Norway, New Zealand, Portugal, UK, Australia, see, these are the leading countries with respect to humane and health-driven drug policies. The five lowest countries are Brazil, Uganda, Indonesia, Kenya, and Mexico. Next, WEF report Mission 2070, a Green New Deal for a set net zero India. So there was a summit in which India participated. So India, there were many summits which would be happening all around the world with respect to climate change and all. And in India also there were summits with respect to that. And this summit is one such summit in order to bring fossil fuels to a reduction, to lower carbon intensity, to reduce carbon emissions, to go for renewable energy sources, etc. So, in order to attain all these kinds of objectives, there was a summit, and the summit has submitted its report. In this report, there were many key findings which took into consideration the economic impact, uh, contributors towards emissions in India, accelerated approach to green technology innovation, integrated approach, overarching framework to categorize or catalyze the green finance, climatic adaptation, etc. Next is leads. Logistics is across different states 2021 index. The toppest states here are Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab. So actually this index would provide ranking to state on the basis of their logistic infrastructure. So on the basis of that, what we have to do is that for representation purposes, states are ranked with in three different classes: Northeastern state, Himalayan, Union territories, and other UTs group. The logistic ease across the state index was started in 2018 and developed by Commerce and Industry Ministry. Uh, so it ranks the states in terms of logistics support to promote goods trade. Ranking is done on the basis of parameters like competitiveness of pricing, availability of infrastructure, etc. And the first edition of the report, which happened in 2008, focused on export-import trade. It assessed the efficiency of logistics system across the state and UT. Next, mentorship program for young innovators has launched. The background says that this program it is being organized with a vision for the next 25 years, and currently 278 undergraduate colleges in India are supported under this particular scheme, and star status colleges will help in incorporating the vision of DBT. uh, the program is a pan India scheme which envisages Star College in every district supported by Department of Biotechnology. This mentorship program would help in promoting scientific temper among masters by strengthening scientific research and innovation efforts in India. Next, India clinches women's doubles title in WTT Contender Tournament. We have to understand what this tournament is and all. We have to see that World Table Tennis Championship. This is something which has started in 1926. It is conducted biennially since 1957. Under this, 5 individual events, namely men's singles, men's doubles, women's singles, women's doubles, mixed doubles, all these things would be happening. So Manika Batra, she is an Indian table tennis player who got a who is considered to be a top-ranked female table tennis player from India. And both Patra and Kamath, they have ranked at 36, and they beat 23rd ranked Ricos Diaz sisters, Adriana and Melanie. Melanie, okay. So, in the three games, their score was 11-3, 11-8, and 12-10. So, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos. I'll be back with the next coming segments in the current affairs session. That's it. Thank you.